wet and windy conditions for your morning commute this morning, and that means some Sioux Falls road projects could get pushed back. We've got a live account on your morning commute, plus an update on those construction projects just ahead.
With a week to go until the midterm elections, we'll tell you which candidate told the president to, quote, shove his endorsement.
Ooh. And it was rock and roll night on Dancing with the Stars. We're going to tell you who got on the judges' nerves coming up.
This is KSFY Action News This Morning.
Good morning from all of us at KSFY. Great to have you with us this morning. I'm Mary McKenzie.
And I'm Sean Cable. We've got a lot going on here today at about 6:01 right now. We've got some weather to get to. A lot of rain falling across the region and a lot of wind in the forecast for today. In fact, could be a record storm system moving through here. Very strong wind. The rain, fortunately, will end here in the next couple of hours. So today, mostly just cold and wind that we'll be dealing with. Gusts up to 30 to 40, or actually sustained wind from 40 to 50, gusting to 60 at times here in places throughout the day. Rain in Sioux Falls now. We've already had about 85 hundredths at Sioux Falls Regional Airport. Rain will end here in the next couple of hours, but then overnight tonight into tomorrow, more rain mixed with some snow perhaps moving in, and we could actually see some of that snow already later today up in the northern part of South Dakota. And it doesn't take much, even though we're not expecting really much of the way of accumulation. The snow as it falls combined with the gusty wind could cause some major visibility issues at times. In fact, a blizzard warning is in effect north of South Dakota, up in North Dakota. So we'll talk more about that. High wind warning for everybody today, and it looks like it's going to be just as windy tomorrow. That's the story. We'll have more on that coming up in just a little bit. And of course, the rain continues to fall, and with things getting closer to winter, the city continues to crunch road projects. They want to get them finished up before the snow really starts to fly and accumulate.
But the rain this morning could put some of those projects on hold that are supposed to start today. Keep that in mind. They will start as soon as possible. Action News reporter Rachel Gabrielson has your construction update this morning. So Rachel, is the city, I was asking Sean about this morning, still taking calls about potholes? Because I need to make one of those calls.
Yes, they are. They still want to hear from you. If you see something, they want to get it fixed before the snow starts to fly here. And we have those numbers listed on our web channel, KSFY.com. Now, we are live here at 10th and Cliff this morning. Take a look at the roads this morning. They are very wet. It is very windy out here, and it is very cold. So you might want to try to give yourself a little bit of extra time as you make your way out the door this morning. Let's go ahead and get right to the construction projects that are going to get underway at least at some point this week, but they're supposed to start today. Kiwanis Avenue, work's going to be down in the left northbound turning lane at 41st Street, and on 41st Street in the far left eastbound turning lane at Kiwanis Avenue. Traffic is going to be down to one lane, but it will be maintained. Also starting today, but weather permitting, the outside northbound lane of southeastern Avenue, just north of Marston Drive will be closed. The inside northbound lane will remain open at all times, and this project, if it starts today, should be wrapped up by Thursday. Now finally, Grange Avenue from Minnesota Avenue, and then about 500 feet west will be closed. This is happening so crews can actually make a construction connection from Grange Avenue to 49th Street. Grange is supposed to reopen by the middle of November, but during this closure, there will be no access from Minnesota Avenue to Grange Avenue and 49th Street. Now, you can find all of this information right on our web channel, KSFY.com, but you might want to give yourself a little bit of extra time on the way out the door this morning. Very, very windy at times, very cold, and a lot of rain going on this morning. Rachel Gabrielson, KSFY Action News, Sioux Falls.
Rachel, what about maintenance crews that are going to be out today, or might be out today?
There are supposed to be some sweeping crews out in 4 different districts. We do have those listed on our web channel as well, but that is weather permitting, and it's not looking so good right now.
All right, excellent. Rachel Gabrielson joining us live from downtown this morning. Thanks so much.
We tried to talk her into an umbrella, but we thought it might turn inside out here with all this wind today. All right, we'll have more weather coming up in our Vote 2010 coverage this morning with just a week to go before the midterm election. Things are getting pretty heated on the campaign trail.
Might be an under...
Yeah, by far, yeah.
Okay, the White House is saying that President Obama, he's in a fighting mood going into the midterms, criticizing Republicans' opposition to his economic plans. Political analysts believe, though, that the president's battle is an uphill one. Republicans look poised to take back the House and challenge the Senate. Few politicians are safe from criticism, even from their own party.
And he can take the endorsement and show it.
Yeah. That's what Rhode Island's Democratic candidate for governor said about President Obama after the president went to his state but didn't endorse him because of a friendship with the independent candidate there. Those kind of harsh words increasingly common with just 7 days to go until the midterms. More than 5.5 million ballots have already been cast in early voting states. Now, of course, it is a sprint to the finish to convince everyone else. An Associated Press poll shows that 1/3 of next week's likely voters say they're still undecided about who will win their support on Election Day.
A spokesperson says a press aide to Senate Majority Leader Harry Reid is no longer with his office after an internal investigation of allegations she married to help a man evade immigration laws. Reid spokesman Jim Manley says the alleged conduct was clearly wrong. First Lady Michelle Obama says she understands that many voters feel change is coming too slowly. She told a crowd of about 700 in San Francisco yesterday that the midterm election is not a referendum on the past 2 years, but it's about what's left to be accomplished in the years ahead. Mrs. Obama appeared with House Speaker Nancy Pelosi.
Former House Majority Leader Tom DeLay saying he committed no crime. He's been pressing for a trial since he was indicted 5 years ago on charges that he illegally funneled corporate money to help Republicans in Texas legislative races back in 2002. DeLay is finally getting his wish, with jury selection set to start today, one of the most polarizing politicians during President George W. Bush's administration. New this morning, several high-profile cases of school bullying have prompted a federal warning about tolerating or failing to address ethnic, sexual, or gender-based harassment. The Department of Education has written to schools, colleges, and universities nationwide, saying they could be violating federal anti-discrimination laws. Well, coming up in about 5 minutes, it was rock and roll night. I don't know if you caught any of that on Dancing with the Stars. We're going to tell you how they did and who the judges say is going downhill. Interesting stuff. You're watching Action News Live this morning.
We have an extremely powerful weather system moving across the region this morning. Wind gusts up to 70 miles per hour possible in places. We'll have the details coming up.
It is 6:08. We'll be back.